This thing is Console Crapshoot, where we spin a wheel to play a random video game on original hardware. A few more episodes until the big episode 100 spectacular. I'm really excited about that. Looking forward to it, but let's see what Carl wants us to play today. And of course, goddammit, we have to play the Atari Jaguar. If you follow the show, you know that the Jaguar is the bane of my existence. There's 47 games left on this wheel, and they're not all completely bad, so wow, okay. Alien versus Predator. Look, I mean, honestly, there's no Jaguar game that I'm gonna like playing. I hate the hardware, I hate the controller, I especially hate the way half of the people pronounce it Jaguar. I'll never understand that. People I know say Jaguar, and I'm like, why are you saying Jaguar? What's wrong with you? I can't stand the system, but with that said, this is considered to be one of the best, if not the best, Jaguar game by many, many people. And it's at least interesting to talk about, which is what we want here. And let's dive into it. I mean, this was considered to be like one of the main reasons to get an Atari Jaguar. It was being worked on for a long time. There was a ton of hype, when there was magazine articles. Before you got a chance to play the Jaguar and you found out it was horrible, you were looking at these magazine articles and you were looking at screenshots of this game. There was tons of hype for it. There was a TV commercial. People were talking about this thing, and I think with good reason, I'm gonna dump on it, of course. I'm gonna dump on any Jaguar game, but let's focus on the positives here. This is by far the most graphically advanced Jaguar game. It really pushed the hardware to its limit. I think it was expertly programmed to utilize the weird hardware. There was like two 32-bit processors in this thing, notoriously awful to make games for, which is one of the reasons why it didn't last, but this game really dialed it in. It's actually 3 games in one. There's 3 unique ways to play this game. Like, there's a lot on this cartridge. So first you can play as a Marine, like a colonial Marine, and the gameplay for that Marine is unique. You have guns, you can crawl into ducts and crawl spaces. You've got to pick up key cards, and you can operate computers. The biggest pain is when you kill aliens, they leave like acid puddles, and sometimes you can't help but kill aliens in small hallways, and then you're stuck having to walk over them, and then you get hurt. There's no jump button, which is weird considering this stupid controller has 75 buttons on it. But yeah, as you go, you unlock radar, where you can see motion in front of you. You can see when there's enemies around corners, and the idea is to activate the ship's self-destruct, kind of like in the movies, and then escape. Then you can choose to be the alien. The alien moves much faster than everyone else. He can't use any computers or anything, obviously, but you have your attacks, and you can move around really quick in the ducts. You die easier, but you can also like lay eggs into humans that you kill, and like they gestate, and if you die, then you get to continue the game but restart where you laid that egg like earlier in the level, which is pretty cool. That's a pretty cool mechanic, and it's unique to the alien, so that's cool. You have to like cocoon people. And finally, you can play as the Predator, and the mission is to kill the alien queen. This is all on the same station, by the way, or it's a ship or whatever it is. It's basically the same area, but there's 3 different ways to play that area. So when you're the Predator, basically you can turn invisible. You have all the cool little Predator weapons, but you don't unlock them until you gain the honor to unlock those things. So if you get dishonorable kills, you lose points, and if you get honorable kills, you gain points. I didn't spend a lot of time doing this because, I'll get to ragging on the game, but it's a little tedious, and there's only so much I could take. But there's a ton of cool weapons playing as a Predator, and I think playing as a Predator is kind of the easiest, at least gameplay-wise. And this game has a cult following. A lot of people consider this their holy grail game. I honestly don't get that. It's interesting. It's an interesting title. It's got an interesting history if you want to dig into that. It's certainly unique, but the visuals are butt ugly. The textures don't hold up, especially when they get closer up to you. There's no music. The defense of that is, people say, well, that builds tension, and Doom had no music, but Doom had better sound design. There's certainly cool sound effects in this game because they're pulled from the movies, but it's few and far between. The bottom line is you're playing with this controller. I think in another episode, I called using the Jaguar controller trying to drive a tank with your butt, and I stand by that. That's how it feels to play this game. You need to put the map on, and the map basically pops up right in the middle of your screen, playing as all 3 characters. You need to have the map up in order to see where you've been, because it's a lot of monotonous looking around all these same looking corridors to find where you haven't been so that you can pick up key cards. It's a big ship. It's like a big maze, and having that map up is really disorienting. I guess what I'm trying to say is it does not hold up. Maybe if you have nostalgia for this game, maybe if you had it at the time, it was pretty cutting edge. It was pretty interesting, at least for a little while there until the PlayStation 1 and the N64 started getting Steam. And you can rag on graphics and stuff, but really it comes down to the gameplay. Is it fun? Is it fun to play? I would argue that this is not fun to play. There's a lot to be said for the dynamics that are presented by the 3 different characters. There's a lot of long form like YouTube documentaries on the game. It's got a huge fan base, and people even, I think someone remade this game in Unreal Engine 4. Came out in about 2019. It's a work in progress, but you can download it for free if you just look it up. It's supposed to be pretty cool if you're a fan of the game, but we're not playing that one. We're playing the butt ugly Jaguar version, and that's the one we have to give a rating to. So let's do that. What did we think of Alien vs. Predator for the Atari Jaguar? Yeah, to a lot of people, giving this any kind of low score is blasphemy. And don't get me wrong, I really do recognize a lot of the brilliance in the design of this game. It's impressive for what it is, but what it is not fun to play. I'm also a little biased, sure, because I hate the Jaguar. So all that on the table kind of balances out to me for an even 3 out of 5. Part of me wanted to go even lower because of how not fun it is to play, but it does earn bonus points. You gotta respect it on some level. But what do you guys think? If you did play this game, I'm sure you have an opinion on it, and it's probably an extreme one way or the other. I don't know, but I kind of landed in the middle. I'm taking all that into account. I'd love to hear what y'all think in the comments. And with that, that's a 3 out of 5 for the Jaguar, which, I mean, we just knocked out one of the best ones. That means there's only pretty much garbage moving forward. I could think of a couple that might qualify as 3s, I think. Maybe higher. We got to replay them. But it's mostly trash. Let's hope we don't get more Jaguar next week, but I am looking forward to finding out. I hope you are too, and we'll see you then.